In our first story, the leadership of Parliament is expected to take a decision today on a petition by 3 members of Parliament for full-scale investigations into bribery allegations involving some members of the House's Appointment Committee. Together with 2 other MPs, Succession, MP for Tamale North, and Okujetua Blakwa, Member of Parliament for North Tong, the Boko Central MP Mahama Yariga, who first made the allegation, has petitioned the Speaker to investigate the matter. The majority side is also considering hauling the Boko Central Member of Parliament before the Privileges Committee of Parliament for disciplinary action to be taken against him after the minority chief whip he claimed handed him the supposed bribe categorically denied. At the start of the Appointments Committee's proceedings Monday, the chairman of the committee, Joseph Osewusu, stated they had contemplated a suspension of the vetting until the matter was thoroughly investigated, considering the gravity of the allegation.
All of yesterday, I've been in discussion with the leadership of the House, considering whether, in view of the very ominous allegations of corruption, bribery against this committee, and in particular, me as chairman, whether we should come and sit here and continue with this work. 2 considerations were made. First, I was suggesting that we suspend the vetting process until investigations into this allegation are brought to a close. After consultation, the leadership and I, and in particular, the majority leader and I, came to a conclusion that any such decision would stall government business, as the president needs his ministers to work with him. Then I further suggested that if possible, this whole committee be reconstituted in order that the confidence the Ghanaian public have in Parliament may not be shaken. We together scanned through the Constitution and in particular standing orders. And after a careful review, we realized that it was not practicable under our rules. It is therefore with a lot of pain that I've come to sit here at this table again, presiding over this meeting. I know that in our country, people are very cynical.
The Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice says it may take up investigations into bribery allegations made against the Minister of Energy, Boakye Jakun, by the Member of Parliament for Boko Central, Mahama Yariga. The Commissioner, Joe Withal, however, says Charj would want to wait and see how Parliament deals with the matter. We have to apologize for the break in the news there. The Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice says it may take up investigations into bribery allegations made against the Minister of Energy, Boakye Jakun, by the Member of Parliament for Boko Central, Mahama Yariga. The Commissioner, Joe Withal, says Charj would, however, want to wait to see what Parliament does with this matter.
The position we take is that Parliament is an arm of government. It has got its own procedures in terms of how it can investigate allegations of this nature. We think it would be appropriate that Parliament, knowing very well that the people have so much interest in this matter, will carry out a very transparent investigation and allow the truth to come out. Now, we as a commission, we know the members of Parliament are public officers. To the extent that they are public officers, allegations of corruption and similar kindred dishonest issues are matters that we can investigate. We know that. But as an arm of government, the Commission would always prefer to defer to the leadership of Parliament to be able to show to the people that they are able to rise up to the task. For us at Charj, we do know that investigations into allegations of bribery of the second arm of government could have dire consequences. And we hope that they would take the opportunity themselves to address the issues and let Ghanaians know it's the people of Ghana who voted members of Parliament to sit and take decisions and make laws for them. We are confident that if they look at it from that perspective, they would carry out some investigations into this allegation that would bring to finality all the suspicions that are being thrown around, failing which the Commission would always do its constitutional duty by coming in to investigate if Parliament is not in a position to do that.
President Akufo-Addo last Friday swore in the first batch of ministers he expects to help him deliver on the promises made to the people of Ghana.
They are swearing in after successfully going through the parliamentary vetting process, clears the way for them to officially commence work. So on their first official day on the job, Joy News was at the Ministry of Education to speak to civil servants there about the expectations of their new minister, Dr. Matthew Opoku-Prempeh.
Even as a medical doctor, he's been there for the past 12 years. So we expect so much from him to come and continue from where Professor Nana left off. So we've spoken to him, he's gotten a vision, and we as civil servants are going to support him to achieve that vision mission that he's bringing to this ministry.
Okay. Work of civil servants, we here to serve governments. Governments go, other governments come. Yeah. But it is our duty. We are technical people. So we look at your ideas, we support you. Okay. We bring different ideas to enable you achieve your targets.
Okay. Well, for me, I personally don't actually know him, but his submission during the vetting during the vetting committee hearing, I see him to be a bit experienced, although it's not his field. Like he is a medical doctor, but coming to this, but we hope to work hand in hand to maximize our aims and aspiration of the ministry. So hopefully, let's see what he brings on board.
Said this is not his field, but because he's going to work upon the party's manifesto and what will help the nation to grow. So we are just hoping that he will be able to fulfill the promises of the new government. We are also willing to help him so that we'll move the nation forward.
Okay.
We are civil servants and we expect to work with anybody being appointed to come here for us to work with. So we're just hoping for the best.
Our government is yet to decide on how much it intends spending on the upcoming Ghana 60 independence celebrations.
The celebrations have been dogged with controversy following the inauguration of a 30-member committee to oversee the event, with many suggesting it will not be prudent to spend on the anniversary, considering the states of the country's economy. The event planning committee has announced its resolve to forfeit all allowances and remuneration to minimize the impact on the public purse. Deputy Chief of Staff Abu Janapo tells Joy News government is actually working at getting the private sector to completely take up the cost of the celebrations.
We are putting finishing touches to the budget, but I can assure you that number one, we are looking at any extravagant, ostentatious commemoration. That's number one. Number two, we are looking at as much as possible raising funding for whatever commemoration we will engage in, other than unnecessarily burdening the public.
Okay, so how are you raising the funds?
We're going to find intelligent ways of raising these funds. There are all kinds of suggestions coming in. Some of them relate to partnering the private sector in the various activities or events that we intend to roll out in commemoration of our 60th independence anniversary. But whatever it is, the whole principle is to to ensure that the public purse is not unduly burdened.
What will be the ratio of contribution between the private sector and government?
As much as practically possible, the objective or ambition, even if it was 100%, that would be the best.
The Asante Otumfuo II is expected to name a successor for the late Queen Mother of the Ashanti people.
Nana Effiakobisewa Ampem II was buried 2 weeks ago in the Ashanti regional capital in a spectacular display of culture. There are currently 6 persons set to be in line to be named as the 14th Asante Hima. Love FM's Erastus Saridonko reports.
Reliable sources say the possible candidates are some 6 women who were part of a procession that escorted the late Queen Mother to the ancestral village at Bremai. Traditionally, the line of succession falls on the laps of some 5 very old women in their late 80s and above. Nana Makunedu, Nana Adwoecha, Nana Masewa, Nana Abna Ansa, Nana Mapukia are the last sisters of Otumfuo II. They were not part of the burial procession because they are incapacitated with age. Deep Throat sources tell Love News Menchia has been visiting them individually, and the Asante will be apprised of their state of health this week. If found limited to rule, the king will choose from some younger candidates, one of the 6 who accompanied the late queen to Bremai. The most widely speculated name is one Nana Akosua, but sources tell Love News she wasn't part of that group. The late Queen Mother was 72 when she ascended the throne. Chances are that her successor will be 70 or above. Whichever way, a name is expected to be announced this week. The candidate will be ushered into a ritual room to be nurtured for her official outdooring in due time. Reporting for Joy News, Erastus Asaridonko, Love FM, Kumasi.
And that's it for the news this morning. Just in case you don't know, we'll bring you the reviews of the newspapers next. They all feature the news stories for today. And we'll do an online review as well. We have to go to myjoyonline.com. It's our own, and we love it.
And we have our little money moment here on the show where Roland and myself contribute 10 Ghana cedis in our money box. How much are you contributing? Get ready for that. We're coming up right after this.